So we're gonna get on 45 North. We're here downtown. This is what you were telling me. We're looking for 45 North. Today, we're gonna do a little trip up north. We're going to Huntsville.
Hello?
So here it is. There's 45 Dallas. That's what we're trying to get to.
A cualquier lugar de Western Union, ¿verdad? En cash, no a un banco. Ok, sí, así es mejor porque nos vamos a pedir que una clave y que no sé qué tanto. Ok, bueno, usted mándeme, pero me tiene que mandar el código postal de donde es. Mire, el código postal donde vaya a estar no tiene que ser un específico lugar. O sea, así como con ese me dio el código postal.
That's the big one, the big building.
Puede ser cualquier lugar, pero del área, pero que sea de allí. A ver,
So
espérame.
we're in the right lane so far. Coming out of downtown. We're actually just passing by. And here we are to the right. We'll get on to 45.
Espérame.
This bridge right here coming up, the railroad bridge, is also on the opposite end, is where they have a historic or landmark called that artist wrote Be Someone. It was on that other side. We'll probably see it on the way back. Which reminds me, on the way back, it's gonna be night because it's 3:45 in the afternoon, and the sun is getting ready to hide behind the horizon. So this video to Huntsville is gonna be all right. It's gonna be daylight, but the second video will be at night. But it's gonna be with a better camera. So it's gonna be better camera at night. So it's gonna be a new video with a new camera. Hopefully it comes out a lot better. I think around here we're on Main. Yeah, this is North Main. We're about to go under North Main. Yep, here's the sign right there, North Main. So this is the old north side of Houston. So today is the beginning of this new year. It's January 2019, and it's such a beautiful day that we decided, hey, let's go out and go somewhere far. And so then we remembered that a lot of people had been wanting to view a drive from Huntsville into Houston. So we're gonna be able to do that, but at night, because we started way too late. It's already 3:45, 3:46.
Por eso, pero es que yo estoy usando la aplicación y me lo pide. ¿Qué quiere que haga? A ver, espérame.
So right up here, we should be getting to 610. Yeah, this is 610. 610 loop.
Pide el código, o sea, por la persona. Espérame.
So right there, we just passed 610. The traffic right here on our right is the traffic coming from 610, merging onto 45 North. Airline Drive, very commercialized area. There's a mall up here, Cross Timbers. Wasn't this one of these buildings was where gallery furniture started? I'm not sure it was the white one or that brown one, but Mattress Mac started a little bit on what I consider the smaller side of business. And then we're gonna see up ahead his new store.
Esa es la única manera que yo la mando por la aplicación, es me pide eso, pero si entonces no es que lo lleve a Western Union, allí a Kroger o a un lugar donde tenga.
Airline Drive. Back in the late 90s.
Mándele un mensaje por Messenger y dígale que nada más le dé el
It might have been in 99 or the year 2000. We used to come up here and cruise. I was into the lowrider scene. Here's that old Fiesta on Airline and 45. So we would come up here. I used to live downtown Houston, and we would drive up here. During that time, I was driving a 1988, 87 Monte Carlo and an 87 Chevrolet Caprice. It was a silver Caprice, blue windows, convertible top, and we would come down here and cruise the boulevard. I think this traffic here is kind of normal for a weekday. Right now it's a weekend. Today is Saturday, and I think all these people is just people going out of town or going to different nice places up here in the north of Houston, the Woodlands, different malls up here. Did I pass gallery furniture yet? Sure. Parker and Yale Street. Here's a little mini limousine bus up ahead on the right. I'm planning on getting one of those one day, just for family trips, kind of like a van, how you would use a van, go out of town. What does it say? Columbia Party?
Yeah, Columbia Party Bus.
Party bus. So it's got like champagne glasses.
Oh, it has a pole.
Has a stripper pole. My wife calls it a pole, but we all know what the pole is for. And it's not for the police. It's for something else.
It says Colombia, and it has the colors of Colombia, so I'm thinking they have like Colombian music.
Oh, we passed gallery furniture. We just passed gallery furniture.
You see the colors? It has a Colombian
Party bus.
So I think like they probably play like Colombian music.
Is bachata that type of?
No, vallenato.
No, vallenato. Anyways, let's get away from this bus because I get. Oh.
They have how do you call them? Those masks that you. The Mardi Gras mask? No, the Mardi Gras mask. Yeah. Yeah, that was.
I don't know what's the official name for them.
Those Mardi Gras masks.
The driver looked at us. She was a Colombian lady.
Yeah, she did look Colombian.
They're like straight black hair, and then like a little bit of a tan to their skin, right?
Yeah.
They're not like dark women, but
I mean, there's all kinds
well, of
of
course,
skin
but
complexions, but
the majority. I can kind of imagine the lady starting her own business, coming to Houston and said, ¿sabes qué? Yo lo que voy a hacer es empezar un negocio. And then she said, yo voy a empezar a hacer algo como que un party bus, ¿me entiendes? And so she started her own business. It's kind of weird to see a lady driving a limousine or a party bus. But I guess it's makes the female customers feel better. Use the pole a little more.
and I guess it's more like like takes you back home whenever you have the kind of
The driver from your country and
Yeah.
the music. Yeah, that
kind of like mariachi. When you hear mariachi
Yeah.
here, it takes you back to
kind of like if you were to get in a mariachi party bus.
yeah.
And the first thing they do is play. Yeah.
No, they play
Oh, that's not-
Guadalajara.
Hueles a pura tierra amada. Hey, I'm trying to be nice. You're the one that
No,
you're
it's
the
saying
one that
that.
messed it up.
No, that's the true words. It's saying that, like when you walk out in Mexico, I mean, I don't know if that's what it means, but
Oh, is that the real song? I always thought they
Yes.
were making fun.
no, because
Oh, what?
maybe maybe not only in there, but
Are you sure?
yes.
I always thought people were making fun when they said, Hueles a pura tierra mojada.
No, because I know that in your town or whatever, they would do that too. But I remember coming out early in the mornings, and it would smell like that, like clay, wet dirt. That kind of smell.
Yeah.
Because everybody in the morning, all the ladies would come out watering their
The front lawn.
the
No, it's
floor
not
or
front patios.
the patios, the porches, so
Yeah.
that the dirt would settle.
The streets. Sometimes it's
The streets, yeah, you see all the ladies with the water hose just spraying the street, especially if it was just like a dirt street, so to settle the dirt, and it smelled good. It smelled like wet, like mud, like clay.
When I went to Guadalajara, they weren't doing that because was it the winter? Why was it cold?
Yeah, it was during January.
So it was around this time. I went to Guadalajara. Hey, look at the slingshots right there. That's cool. So if you want a slingshot, you can come to 45 North, close to Aldine Bender. And there's an ATV store up here that sells the slingshots.
Look, I'm gonna find you
The real
the
song.
words.
There's another one. This is Honda.
Can you lower the AC? I mean,
The fan or the temperature?
the temperature. It's cold. Okay, it says Guadalajara, tienes el alma de provinciana. Hueles a limpio, a rosa temprana, ave de jara fresca del río. Son 1000 palomas. No, son 1000 palomos. Tocase río. Guadalajara. Oh, sabes a pura tierra mojada.
Oh,
Sabes.
And so then the people that make fun of it say hueles a pura tierra mojada.
Ajolitos de agua hermosos. Hay colomitos. I don't know if this is the real one. It doesn't sound. No. Let me find it.
Hey, was this the old Toys R Us? And it's now a Mexican place? El Rancho.
I can't remember.
There was a Toys R Us for many years over here. I think the first Toys R Us I ever went to in my life was over here, 45 North, close to Beltway 8. I just thought about that. I'm gonna look it up. Beltway 8 Bush Intercontinental Airport is to the right of here.
It says the Guadalajara song is a well-known mariachi song written and composed by Pepe Guizar in 1937.
1937.
Guizar wrote the song in honor of his hometown, the city of the same name and state capital of the Mexican state of Jalisco.
It's the state capital.
The song was first popularized by Lucha Reyes, a Mexican singer who was born in Guadalajara and is often regarded as the mother of ranchera music.
Was this Greenspoint Mall?
Yeah, I think it is.
It kind of looks abandoned. I don't know if it's still open. Good video for an abandoned mall.
What? Elvis Presley sang it. One of the most popular interpretations outside of Mexico was that of Elvis Presley in the final scene of the film Fun in Acapulco. And other notable non-Mexican interpreter of this song were Nat King Cole.
That's funny. I can just imagine Elvis Presley. Guadalajara.
Okay, so supposedly this is the translation. It says, Guadalajara, you are the heart of the province. You smell like the pure early rose, like the fresh green river. You are homeland of thousand doves. Guadalajara, Guadalajara, you smell like pure moist soil. Oh yeah, it does say that. And then it says, ay ay colomitos lejanos. I don't know what that means. Ay ay familiar water eyes, unforgettable colomitos, unforgettable like the afternoons on which the rain from the hill does not let us go to Zapopan. I don't know what that means. Tlaquepaque Village, your ordnance jugs provide for the freshest sweet tepache with birria and mariachi, which on the markets and potteries do carry for a melancholy mood. Lake Chapala, you are an enchanting romance, a romance of sunsets and sunrises, of romantic nights in the moonlight. Calm Chapala is your lake, incomparable, romantic like nothing else. Cordial little Zapopan, I have never heard more beautiful bells than the ones of your cloister, where my suffering is eased. Nostalgic Zapopan opens the cell in which monks are my feet. So I guess it has different cities, or it's talking about different towns.
In the song? Or
yeah, different towns of Jalisco. It says beautiful Guadalajara. No, different little towns of Guadalajara. Because you know how, for instance, you say Houston, there's Baytown, there's...
Yeah, but what about the cities of Guadalajara?
It's like Zapopan and a bunch of...
What about this little town?
It gives little... It talks about them in here. I don't know. It says, beautiful Guadalajara, one thing I have to tell you, your well water is eternally like the devoted rebozo of a woman. Guadalajara, you're the actual heart of Mexico.
All that is in the song.
Yeah, well, I read it.
I thought it was just those 3 words.
No, it says, tienes el alma de provinciana, hueles a limpia rosa temprana, a verde jara, fresca del río, son 1000 palomas tu caserío.
Wonder Elvis sang it.
Guadalajara, hueles a pura tierra mojada, ay, 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 colomitos lejanos, ojitos de agua hermosos, colomitos inolvidables, inolvidables como las tardes, en que la lluvia desde la loma no nos dejará ir a Zapopan. Tlaquepaque, pueblito, tus olores jarritos hacen más frescos el dulce tepache, junto a la birria con el mariachi, que en los Arianes y alfareas suena con triste melancolía. said something different on certain parts.
Yeah.
But yeah. Ah. No. I wonder if he sang. How did he sing that song? I can't imagine. No.
Hollow Tree, Paramadan. I've said it before, but I hate the way they plant these trees right here. I think that was a very dumb move because it covers these businesses. Man, look at when all these trees grow, they're gonna cover those businesses, and I'm against that. I'm against something covering a large business that brings business to the Houston area. It gets me mad, and I'm not a business person. But if I was the business hiding behind those trees, I'll be mad. Because I paid all that money to be next to the freeway, and then the county is going to come and plant some trees to cover your business. I don't know whose idea that was, but not a very smart one. And I hope somebody other than me says something about that. That's got to stop. And I remember when it started, like it was in the news. It was back in the late 90s, maybe early 2000s. They were going to have... Ooh, that car hit that piece of rubber. They were going to have the Super Bowl in Houston. And so to make the city a little more presentable, they went around and planted trees everywhere along the freeways. These areas next to the freeways, like you're seeing here on the right, were just grassy areas. But look at now. Look at those businesses. Wait, they're just trees. I don't even know what's behind those trees. That, man, I just don't know. I don't know who approved such a dumb thing. I will tell them in their face if I knew who approved such a thing. That is just wrong. I mean, here, they're trying to clean the bottom of the trees. They're trimming the bottom. But over here, they got this other greenery below the tall trees. And it's still covering all these businesses behind it. Look, like right here, there's a Whataburger. Can you see it? Clearly, right there. No, you see trees. See what I mean? Retarded. Oh, look, Waterworld. ¿Cómo se llama? Wait, let's get past these trees. Behind the trees of Houston, you see the old splash. No, wait, we missed it already.
Splash Town.
There was a splash town.
Wild Splash Town, yeah.
Behind those nasty trees, there was a beautiful scenery of an old splash town water park. Thank you, Harris County, for covering the view. Now, we all know we need trees. This world needs trees. If you think about the amount of concrete on the road, yeah, it's a lot of concrete. And we need trees, but don't cover the businesses. I mean, plant them behind the businesses. Plant them in other fields. That is just ridiculous. They're going to figure it out pretty soon. And then they're going to pay billions of dollars to remove all those trees. All that failure. Bad idea. If you're involved with decisions like that in your town, please vote against that stuff. That is very childish. Very childish. This is Highway 99. Highway 99 is going to be a loop around the Houston area. It is not completed as of 2019. Maybe in the 20s. Man, this is weird that I say this. In the 20s. Like we used to say in the 1920s. Now we're getting ready, because this is the last year of the teens. And you know, like in the 1915s, what do we say? When it's like 1915, 1914, we don't use the word teens, right? We just say early 1900. Well, right now we're in the early 2000s, but then we're gonna go into the 20s. So like our kids, their life as adults is gonna be in the 20s. Let's see, we're 27 minutes into the drive. No, baby, we still got about another 30 minutes. We're halfway. Okay. So, I always say this, and a lot of people have commented that there's cities that are greater than Houston, and they say the skyline of Houston is bigger in their town or, other towns. But I wish I knew how many miles we've driven so far. I don't know, but I'll tell you in minutes. It's exactly 28 minutes at 65 miles an hour. And there's still business after business lined up against this highway. I mean, it just doesn't stop.
Es que yo lo estoy haciendo por la aplicación, por eso me lo están pidiendo.
And I believe right here we're in the Woodlands. I've been talking, I haven't even noticed where we're at. Yeah,
Y si
I
se
was
lo
like,
manda a él,
Woodlands
sí, es que
Parkway.
se lo mande a ella. Por eso digo, no se lo puede mandar directo a ella.
Look at the sky, how clear it is. That's beautiful. Oh man. Nice.
¿Qué estaba pensando? Digo, o sea,
Here comes an old Corvette.
ocurrencias. Que ella no tiene dinero, que no le dan.
I say old because it's not a new model, obviously, but it's still a modern model. It's probably like a 2005. Lake Woodlands Drive, Research Forest.
Eso no está bien, porque si se da cuenta y
The
todo.
Woodlands Waterway and the Mitchell Pavilion to the right.
Eso él la está manteniendo.
Woodlands Parkway to the right. This tells you that there's plenty of traffic in that area right now
No, así menos.
because, oh look, indoor diving, skydiving is here on the right. And good, they haven't covered it with trees yet. So yeah, the Woodlands, the hotels over here, and the Mitchell Pavilion in this area. The Woodlands, beautiful buildings.
Sí, no, está
So as we said earlier, we're on our way to Huntsville. And once we get to Huntsville, I'm not sure where we're gonna stop, what we're gonna do yet, but for sure, the main purpose is to go visit the Sam Houston statue. We've never stopped. Many people drive by it. Oh, here's a new Jeep. New Jeep 2018. Look at the convertible roof, convertible rack top. Like that, I like that. That's nice. Let's see if we can catch up a little bit. See, I can see that it's a hard top, but it has a sliding rack top. Oh man, that is sweet. That is nice. I like that idea. Even though we had it in our van and in our Caprice, it's really not that fun. It's only a few people will notice that you have a convertible, that you have the roof open. There's nothing like a full convertible. Drop the top, drop the walls, drop everything. So even though the idea is cool, it's not going to be popular. I've already owned several cars with the sliding rack top. Nope. Doesn't work. Doesn't feel as much fun as taking the whole roof off. And I've owned a couple of Jeeps, and I love both the hard top and the soft top. But I would prefer to have the top off at all times. That's why I say what I say about that Jeep, that new Jeep. But I guess for some people it's a good option. People that don't want to mess with that big, heavy top, because you have to have a big garage or a couple of people, strong people, to help you remove it. Even the rack top, the rack top it's not an easy task. That's why you don't see a lot of people messing with taking their tops off. Because it's not an easy task. Let's see what we got here. This is a Camaro convertible. I like the paint job. There it is. Oh, they covered it up. A lot of nice fixed up vehicles in the Houston area. You don't see them a lot in the street anymore. You see them more in shows and stuff. A lot of these neighborhoods have like parking lot shows. Those are cool too. We'll go check out the ones closest to us pretty soon. Load a video on that. I love those videos showing people's custom cars. River Plantation Drive, FM 1488. We're going right under it right now. So the businesses out here have kind of stopped showing existing. I'm gonna say this is the ending point of the Houston business area, and we drove 36 minutes of nothing but storefronts. I call that pretty big. And this is straight out of downtown Houston. So as you leave downtown Houston, you're gonna see a business for the next 36 minutes, all the way to FM 1488. So if, let's just round it down to 30 minutes. If we're going 60 miles an hour, that means we're covering 60 miles every hour, and we drove 30 minutes. That means we drove 30 miles. So that's 30 miles of Houston businesses, Houston storefronts. 30 miles. That is a lot. That's a lot of commercial area. Of course, this is the last time I say it, but covered with trees. About a good couple of miles of storefronts covered behind trees. Pretty sad. Pretty sad. It just makes me sad. It gets me mad every time I saw it for the last 18 years, 19 years. When they started that, it got me mad that day. It really did. You know, back in the 90s, when my dad was starting a couple of small neighborhood businesses, the county, city of Houston came and was going to do a renovation of the whole street. That meant they were going to tear down the whole street and make new pavement, new asphalt. Sounded good, but how long were they going to last? Oh, we're getting a Conroe. And the reason why small businesses were worried is because it was going to drop business. That's people not driving in front of the storefront. Every day that pass by without customers walking by or driving by. So it's the same thing. Trees covering a storefront as construction covering a storefront. So somebody, I hope, does something about it. Conroe, right here, FM 2854 and Texas 105. At exactly 40 minutes from downtown Houston, translated to 40 miles. It is 4:22 p.m. on a January 2019 day. Today's the 5th, to be exact. And so perfect weather. It is 65 degrees outside. That is the reason why we don't have any clouds. It's kind of fresh outside.
Porque ahí en el banco piden clave. Yo no sé si la tiene la clave. Bueno, entonces cualquier lugar que tenga pues. Ok, a ver, espérame. Wilson
Drive in Conroe. big shopping center here.
50, ¿verdad?
Palais Royale, Outback,
Van a ser 970 pesos.
Saltgrass. It feels Conroe right now. I mean, right now.
En total son 50.
It's so
55.
country-like. It feels like you're out of a city and still a small town. Even though we're almost attached now, as in right next to each other.
Okay.
But right now, at this point,
Ya me da el número, le doy el
I feel
número.
pretty relaxed. I feel like I'm... Oh, here's Huntsville and Dallas. Huntsville, 31 miles, which is
176.
31 minutes at 60 miles an hour. But yeah, as I was saying, I feel relaxed. I love this
176.
countryside. The people that live here might not feel that they're in the country anymore.
784.
The highway and all the businesses, but
La
it is
rayita.
still pretty good.
9930.
It still feels like the countryside. I mean, you know, there's still forest areas.
Eso es lo que le van a pedir.
It is not crowded with businesses every mile or every foot.
Y sí, dígale que vaya ahorita a ver y que le hable. Ok, bueno, ya está, que nomás lo saque y que le diga ahorita y le avise a ver si entró todo. Ok. Bye. Hello. Acá en la calle. Nomás driving a ver para dónde nos lleva, para dónde nos vuela la greña, como dicen. Sí, todo el viento. No, we're just, a lo mejor creo que vamos a ir a Huntsville, nomás es que Daniel está grabando, nomás a grabar, sí. A ver qué vemos por ahí. Y luego. Pero entonces, ¿qué eso qué quiere decir? ¿Que ya no vas a dar o nomás mañana?
Something over here is open 10 to 8.
¿Qué decir tú?
Oh, outlets of Conroe. I didn't know. It don't look like anybody's there anyways.
Sí, dile mañana.
Unless it's a new business, I never noticed it. Look at this. Look, just looks so countryish. This part of the highway.
Y no quieres dar la clase porque no quieres participar o no quieres ir.
Look at that. This part of the road, this part of 45,
¿Quieres
passing Conroe. Oh man, so relaxing. No more businesses. 7 Cubs Road.
Creo que el 17, creo que di la 17.
Nice.
Que di la de cuando está Raab les ayudó a hacer crisis.
Special edition Corvette
La que sigue
from another state.
Pues tú estudia a ver qué pasa. No, I'll tell you a ver cómo me siento, pero
Oh, this feels so good. I
Yo
mean,
me siento que ya son repetidas.
I feel like I left town already. FM 830,
Sí.
right above us. Man, I had forgotten this feeling right here.
Yo le pregunto a ver qué
I
piensa.
mean, just look around, no businesses, no traffic. I don't feel like coming back anymore. City life is torturing sometimes. You gotta get yourself out here sometimes. The open highway. So we got a kind of like a incline here coming up. We're going down. So that means there's some kind of river or creek coming up. There's also an officer up ahead, so I'm gonna move over to this lane. Oh, and this is Willis. It says here leaving Conroe. FM 1097. That's a constable. Bentwater Drive West. And this is Willis, Texas. Oh man, it feels so peaceful out here. Long Street. Wow. Entering Willis city limits. Kubotas, everybody. Southern Tractors. And then over here we got Ron Hoover, RV, and Marine Center. Look at that. Man, look at all these coaches. Look at the coach up there on the stand. Look at it. Triaxle. Oh, look at these coaches. Look at those. Wow. I am an enthusiast. You saw them?
Now we know where to come to shop.
We came as far as when we were looking last year. We came as far as Highway 90 looking for RVs. But out here in Willis, there's a big RV place. We don't know if we're gonna end up buying one or we're gonna finish our conversion of one of our buses, because we now have a small dilemma. One of the buses that we have that has the seats, we like that now. We want to leave it alone, and that's the original one we purchased so that we can strip it down, strip the interior out, and make it into an RV. But it's starting to sound like it's going to end up being used as an actual charter bus. We'll see. And then the blue one is a historic bus, so I don't want to touch it either. I don't want to mess with it too much. So that's our dilemma. We might end up just buying an RV. We're gonna see what this new year brings, and of course it'd be cool if we were actually making this video driving one of the buses or an RV out this way. But it's gonna be a lot of this. I mean, I said it already, but this is so relaxing. Like, I don't even want to go fast. I want to go as slow as possible to enjoy this. And I know what makes it relaxing is that we have nowhere to be right now.
I know.
So it feels like we're doing our tour around the country.
In a car.
But of course, we're still in a SUV. But pretty soon we're gonna be, hopefully pretty soon, might be this year, our first trip around the country. And so it's gonna be driving like this with nowhere to be. Just step on the gas and go. Because the first trip we do, I don't plan on going to like events that are dated, right? We're just gonna drive and explore.
Yeah.
Like, we'll get to a town and say, well, what is this?
Like I really want to explore all Texas first before we leave.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because it'll be embarrassing when we go somewhere else and, oh, you're from Texas. What is there to see?
Right. Yeah,
That's the
so
goal.
like visit all the historical little spots in Texas. Just interesting
I think I'm
sites.
gonna buy the book. I've seen it in Barnes and Noble.
Oh yeah.
What? Well, all the historical markers.
Once the bus is 100%
No, enjoy the view
ready
outside.
to step on the gas, we're planning on installing, of course, Wi-Fi in the bus and a desk with an actual desktop computer, so that my wife can sit there and research as we drive. Now, of course, get in the books and getting yourself some knowledge before we head out is also one of the best things to do. But it is just so cool that technology is almost here. Technology almost gets me mad because it's not 100% what it needs to be, because all the technology we have nowadays, the United States government and other governments already had it in the 50s. Satellites, wireless communications, touchscreens, all that is old technology. It's just now they're commercializing it and making it public, and it lags sometimes, and that gets me mad. I'm like, come on, Samsung, come on, Sony. It's 2019. LG, and I'm still having to type with a remote on my TV, letter by letter, and switch over to numbers and click on them. Come on. For example, one of our TVs has a remote that actually acts as a mouse on the screen. Now that I love.
Pointer.
It's a pointer. You sit at your couch and you point, but still, you're still going letter by letter. And Sam Houston National Forest starts
next right. Are we gonna exit right now, or are we just gonna keep going?
No, actually, search on where the entry of the park is. Now, I think we're going to the Sam Houston Museum, not a park. The park is ginormous. Over here in Huntsville, you can come hunt. You can come hunt at the Sam Houston Park. That's not where we're going. By the way, it's been 55 minutes. So, yes, it's almost that hour drive.
Is it the statue?
Yes, the statue, but pretty close, almost across the street, is the Sam Houston Museum.
Oh, okay, well, we're almost there. We're like actually 9 minutes away.
Okay.
Continue on I-45 north for 7 miles.
last time
We're gonna exit 109.
we drove on 45? When was the last time? I mean, all the way out here to Huntsville. Was it a hurricane evacuation? I want to say it was when we left town for Ike in 2008. So 10 years.
And it's antique shopping.
That's cool. It might be 10 years ago the last time we drove by here. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm thinking it's been 10 years. But yeah, we're getting close to the statue here. We're at 57 minutes from downtown Houston, which means about 50 miles, because we've been riding 65, 60 miles an hour. So that makes it about 60 miles out here. Oh, I see the statue already, guys.
Oh, yeah.
We are at 57 minutes and 45 seconds, and I can see the statue. Wow. Now, I was told that you can see it from 6 to 7 miles away. So
we're about 6 miles.
Yep, they're right. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it in the screen. Now, there's a little hill coming out that's kind of covering it. So if you look at the bottom of the highway, right now it's covered 100%. But as we go over this hill coming up, you're gonna see the statue. And I see it right now. Hopefully you can see it. So what we're gonna do is we'll go drive past it, since we have a little bit of daylight left, and then we'll come back and hopefully we can get some pretty good footage while we're there, if we're allowed to go in there. Now I'm saying if we're allowed, because you never know, sometimes there's construction happening and they won't let people go in there. Hopefully I can make a small climb with one of the drones. Hopefully. If not, we'll walk around the statue. Hopefully. It is 67 feet tall. Alright, so the longest RVs and the longest buses, like if you think most of America knows a Greyhound bus, which is what we have, the big 45-foot buses. They're 45 feet long. So this statue here is 67 feet tall. The eyeballs of Sam Houston as a statue, the eyeballs themselves are 12 inches across in diameter, a foot across. His hand is 7 feet long, which is like as tall as a basketball player. Just one hand. The length of the statue up there.
In 2 miles, take exit 109 for Texas 44 to Huntsville State Park.
I think we should just exit now, because we don't know how long it's going to take us back.
Okay. We might exit before. I wanted to drive by it. Oh, this truck covered our view. Nice. Nice, nice. Let me get on the CB radio and let them know. Get out of my way. White truck. This is a little black SUV. You covering my view. We're making a video of a historic site, and you just messed it up. Step it up. Get away from me. I need need the footage.
Slow down so you can leave.
Hey, this is a white truck ahead of you. I'm over here now yonder. Sorry I got in front of you and covered your footage there, but I'm trying to get away. I'm trying to get away and watch for the old cops that hang around here. All right, I got that. Roger that, and thank you. I talked to him already. Where is
In a half mile, take
Mr.
exit 109
Sam
for Texas
Houston?
40 toward Huntsville.
Here's a sign. Sam Houston Statue, Visitor Center, next right. Now, as I said, look, there's construction. Be careful. Are they going to allow us to...
Or you can go straight up.
No, you already said come out.
Take exit 109, then turn right onto State Park
just go.
Road 40.
What?
Just go straight, we can.
There's a lot of traffic behind us. There's no way. Alright. Sorry I didn't get to see the statue. But we're gonna try to find this place. Huntsville State Park.
Just go straight.
Statue visitor to the right.
We'll get it back on the freeway if you want to show them the statue.
So we're basically behind, or I'm sorry, parallel to the freeway. We're still headed north, and then the entrance is going to be back here. So we're going to come up from behind Sam and check it out. Yeah, we came out here 10 years ago, before Ike. No, so it must have been 11 years by now.
Yeah.
We came out here to see a property that's 100 acres. And you see the purple on the trees?
Mm-hmm.
The purple markings on the trees mean no trespassing. I will shoot. It's an old Texas symbol. All right, Huntsville, Sam Houston Museum to the left, Sam Houston State University, Statue Visitor Centers to the left.
Established 1835.
Is that his house?
No. I don't think so.
I was gonna say, I don't know where his house is, but it's here somewhere.
I think you should say it in the visitor center. It's probably gonna tell you.
Yeah. His house.
It's beautiful.
You're gonna like this. His house, they say, was the shape of a boat.
Really?
The house. But I am not sure right today if the house still exists, because he moved out here in 1860 something, 61. And well, he had his farm out here, but when he retired, or they forced him to get out of politics because it was kind of against slavery. They stopped liking him in politics. So he came out here to retire. I see the freeway on my left.
Oh, look at that house.
It's probably a hotel.
You see? Statue Visitor Center right here.
Right here?
Right here, but I don't know where the statue. Yeah, it's probably around here. Welcome to Huntsville. Sam Houston Statue Visitor Center, home of General Sam Houston.
Statue.
Jeff, we're here. down.
Statue Visitor Center is here. Yeah, so we were gonna buy 100 acres, a full working ranch out here. Part of the family didn't all agree on what we wanted, and so we end up not buying that property.
Mommy, a square right there.
We end up buying a smaller property, but
Right there, Mommy.
Oh yeah, it's right there. It's getting
there's work out here for me, so if it ever happens, it'll be a cool place to be.
Well, if it happens.
All right,
your
let's
next
go.
stop.
We're gonna go see what's going on, and then
Make sure
hopefully
it
we'll
doesn't
come
go
back and
away.
continue this video, or we're gonna make a separate video. We'll see.